Here's the thing. With each team that lost their key receiver, that being the Titans, the Chiefs, and the Titans. Did I say Titans, Chiefs,
Titans, Chiefs,
and Packers?
Packers.
Those three teams, right?
Yeah.
The Chiefs replaced Tyreek Hill with MVS, Juju, and
Now
and they
Kadarius
drafted
Toney.
and now Kadarius Toney, and they drafted Sky Moore,
Okay,
right?
so 4 guys.
And they already had Travis Kelce. All right, so they're good. Their weapons, their offense, maybe not as dynamic as it was with Tyreek Hill, which is a given, but their offense is still very competent and they can still put up a lot of points.
Right.
The Titans, they went out and got Robert Woods, who before the season we're like, all right, well, he's been solid for the last several years. It makes sense. They drafted Traylon Burks, and when Traylon Burks played, he looked pretty good.
Yeah, good.
So they tried. The Packers didn't try. Packers signed Sammy Watkins, who's a bust.
He was a first-round pick.
And they didn't even draft Romeo Dobbs. Romeo Dobbs was an undrafted player. They didn't try at all. And then they got rid of all their dudes on defense.
Christian Watson, too.
They drafted a second-round pick in Christian Watson. And they really just did not try at all.
No.
It's like Aaron Rodgers backed them in a corner and said, pay me my money or else I'm leaving. Packers, incredibly conservative, incredibly indicative of what Aaron Rodgers wants. They took it. They gave him the money. He's now due $150 million for the next 3 years. And they're screwed. They have no cap space. Their weapons are terrible. Aaron Jones, I love Aaron Jones, but he's going to enter into that contract that they signed with him early in the offseason. So they are screwed. They need to make big moves. And honestly, at the end of the season, if the Packers, which they're on pace to be 5-6 win team,
Right.
they should consider trading Aaron Rodgers at the end of the season.
Yeah, and Lil Wayne tweeted out that he thought Aaron Rodgers should have been gone before the start of this year, but Lil Wayne also went on Undisputed, which is a sports talk show with Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless, and he was like, what do you mean the Packers aren't going to be good this year? They have Sammy Watkins. I was like, what? What are you talking about? You have Sammy Watkins, who's perpetually injured and is probably like, at this point in his career, he's on the same level of Philip Dorsett.
Yeah.
And like
Can't
a
even
guy
deny
who
it.
can fly down the field, except the difference is Philip Dorsett actually plays and stays on the field. So it's like you say that, and then fans, of course, would be upset if Aaron Rodgers left. But do you think it's fair for fans to turn on Aaron Rodgers after everything he's done for the organization at this point in his career?
Yeah. No, it's fine.
Yeah.
You know why? Because for one thing, he's choked in the playoffs more than I can count on my fingers.
Right.
And he's held them hostage the last 2 years. And I don't know what the behind the scenes things are with with Devontae. Rumors said that he wanted to leave anyways, but from what I gathered, based on my little brain in my head, was as soon as Aaron Rodgers signed that massive contract, Devontae Adams asked for a trade and he went to Oakland. So in my eyes, that contract soured a lot of people in the organization. And he pissed a lot of people off. And honestly, the Packers with Aaron Rodgers, it's like a relationship that I feel like is inevitably going to end badly, just like it did with Brett Favre.
I think it's kind of toxic at this point, too, especially when you have a bad roster and then every week it's like Aaron Rodgers is like, our team's not playing well, man. We suck, and the players on this roster suck.
But this is the thing that Aaron Rodgers needs to be accountable for. Right. So we're talking about other greats, right?
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Rodgers is 39 going on 40.
Right.
Tom Brady, he left the Patriots and he went to the Bucks and he brought a lot of players along. Aaron Rodgers with all these players, and yes, they didn't get the weapons that he needed, but maybe take time and actually spend time with them and try to build chemistry with them.
Right.
Because we're in week 10 now and they have no chemistry between these receivers. Instead, he bitches and moans. He pouts in the corner.
Yeah.
Rolls his eyes like he's infamously doing. He doesn't take accountability for his own shit. Like maybe, I don't know, take a pay cut so they can actually sign a wide receiver. Or maybe build some chemistry with these receivers.
No, I don't think he will, because I think he's trolling. Because I think all he cares about is getting his money. I really don't think if he cared about his legacy, he would have stayed in Green Bay. Because if you're not going to win with the roster who is in which was the best he had had in a while. Your defense was playing well. You had a really good thing going with your wide receiving core that year. Adam Lazard was your third. You had the best running back duo in the NFL. You had the number one seed. You had the bye. So honestly, I think all he cared about was getting his money. And I think during the season, obviously he's going to be moody and annoyed because the roster's bad, but that just comes with the territory. And I think really he's kind of just like being honest and emotionally raw with what he actually thinks because he knows he's owed $150 million, and he's a smart dude. He knows that if he's no dummy, I'm sure it wasn't a shock that Devonte Adams wanted out. I'm sure him and Devonte, if they didn't have a conversation, I'm sure there's nothing that goes on with the Packers that Aaron Rodgers doesn't know when it comes to Devonte Adams, who is his probably best friend on that team besides David Bakhtiari. So it's like, honestly, Aaron Rodgers, good for you. You get your money. The Packers are bad now. I didn't think you were going to win another Super Bowl anyways, because if you weren't going to do it last year, you're not going to do it at all. And I was like, hey, if he doesn't leave, not going to happen. And I picked the Vikings or Lions. I think I picked the Lions to win the division because I watch Hard Knocks, but I said the Packers aren't going to win the division. I don't know who it's going to be for sure, but I know it's not going to be the Packers. And I knew that for a fact this year. So it's like, also Matt LaFleur, it's like, he's fine, but he's not going to elevate anyone, if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah, no, I agree.
so it's like, and then like the Bucks thing, I think is where like the nail in the coffin was with Matt LaFleur when he kicked a field goal instead of leaving Aaron Rodgers on the field. So it's like overall, the Packers just need a full reboot. If someone wants to take Aaron Rodgers'
The
contract,
Colts.
yeah, the Colts.
The Colts
Yeah,
make so much sense.
the Colts, the
They would do
Raiders.
it. They'd give up 2 first-round picks for him. They have no shame.